Hi, and you're listening to Local Frequencies, your connection to the local music scene. I'm Bree Morgan.
And I'm Kyle Roberts.
And we're here to bring you local musicians from around the area. Today we have Shades of Blues with us, but before we get to interviewing them, we're going to tell you a little bit about ourselves since it's our first show. Kyle, you want to introduce yourself?
Not really, you go first.
All right, well, like I said, my name's Bree Morgan, and I'm 21 years old. I'm a local musician. I've lived in Mauston the last couple years, born and raised here most of my life. And we're doing this show because we really want to highlight what you don't know is here in your own area. You know, you always hear people say there's nothing to do, there's nobody, there's nobody around and there's nothing to do, and go see a local musician, support them. And so that's what we're here about. We want to bring them to you, and we want to tell you about them. And yeah, so Kyle?
They're like lost kittens.
They're like lost kittens.
Little jars.
They're cute. They're cute, and we just wanna find them homes.
I guess I'm Kyle Roberts. I'm 17 years old, and I play guitar. That's pretty much what I do.
Kyle's so modest. Kyle is, like you said, he's 17, and he decided, was it 5 years ago now? 6 years ago? 5 years ago?
Five.
He decided he was just going to pick up a guitar and learn how to play it. Teaching him to read music now, so that's real fun. I don't know if any of you out there, have boys Kyle's age, but it's like the little brother I never wanted. So, but yeah, so he's learned to read music now. He just picked up a guitar one day and decided he was going to learn how to play it, and he's probably one of the best guitar players I've heard in a long time.
Oh, shucks.
We songwrite together, and he picks up the music, and I make up the lyrics, and we put our stuff together. But enough about us. Let's turn to Shades of Blues, who is actually, we thought it'd be a little bit easier for our first show to bring on our own band. So, Shades of Blues, I'd like to introduce John Nokovic.
Hello there.
And Chris Van Alstein.
Hi.
Chris Van Alstein, sorry, I always get his name wrong. So, John, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I started playing the drums many years ago when I saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, and started out with an old fruit box and 2 sticks. And my love of drumming has been with me my whole life, and I've been in bands here and there, and I happen to find these nice people, Shades of Blues people, and we make some beautiful music together.
Aw, thanks, John.
Oh, that's so
You're
nice.
so sweet. Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I was born in Oklahoma, raised in Texas. I played violin in 4th grade. I had 6 years of violin, 4 years of cello. I was in the Suzuki method, which trained me to play by ear. I started playing piano when I was 5 years old, and I actually wrote a song when I was 6. My grandmother, when she died, had saved the piece of paper I had written, the staff paper and everything.
Aww.
Anyways, then I took piano lessons, 6 months of piano lessons in college, and I had already taught myself how to play piano, and so I could not unlearn what I had already taught myself. So I quit that. Took 6 months of guitar, but I had already taught myself to play some guitar, and I couldn't unlearn what I had done there. So, yeah, I had music theory in high school. So with playing by ear and then knowing music theory, I'm fairly confident in picking up any instrument and being able to play it over time. So I play keyboards, harmonica. In this band, I have played guitar, bass, ukulele, tin whistle, and other bands. So
What is a tin whistle, Chris?
it's like a recorder, but it's set for one key.
Okay, so kind of like the harp, you got to have a lot of them to play it to different songs and stuff. Okay.
Mostly it's done for Irish music. So.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so John is our drummer, and Chris, like you heard, is an all-around kind of guy. He plays everything for us.
He's the band.
He also does some main vocals and backup vocals. Kyle, of course,
I play guitar.
plays the guitar, and then I am the...
Well, sometimes I play the tambourine. I do.
That's true.
Good.
You do play my pink tambourine.
Oh yeah.
That I love the pink tambourine that I have, but people always look at me weird. But hey, you gotta have an instrument that you love to look at, right?
You also play like trumpet or something too. don't
Yeah, in the school bands and stuff. Yeah, I play trumpet. So you guys talked about your musical past, and so I want to know what sort of who as an artist influences you. In your,
you? Me
go
first.
for it. Go for it.
Who as an artist does it have to be just one?
No,
Okay.
all of them.
I grew up on the Beatles and the Beach Boys. I started harmonizing when I was about 8 years old. Just kind of came naturally to me. That's probably my biggest influences from the Beatles and Beach Boys. Then I grew up with the Eagles, also great harmonies. And as far as songwriting goes, I would have to say my biggest influence has been Billy Joel, just because he has been versatile throughout the years.
John?
Well, Beatles. Yeah, the Beatles are one of my main influences. I like British invasion bands, Rolling Stones, Kinks, The Who. There are some American bands that I like, but yeah, those are my early influences. And like I said earlier, you know, I kind of fell in love with the drums after I saw Ringo play on the Ed Sullivan Show. I was just enamored. I wasn't even looking at the other three Beatles. I was just looking at Ringo going, what are those things? And it was just, but I actually didn't own a drum set until the summer after I graduated from high school, because my dad did not approve of me playing the drums. So he would not buy me a drum set, and I had to go to work and buy myself my first drum set. So it's fun though.
I think we appreciate things we have to work for. I totally get you there.
So I guess one thing I want to know that sort of ties into that is what's your well, I was actually something about this is I was watching last night. It was Wynton Marsalis, and he was doing a Q&A, and one of the people in the audience asked him this, and I thought it was a really good question. So, what is your earliest musical memory?
Oh, that's a good one.
My grandmother Van teaching me how to play piano at her house when I was 4 years old.
Mine was, my dad is Serbian, and he used to listen to Serbian Hour every Sunday, and we'd have that Serbian music blaring through our house at 9 a.m. on a Sunday, and my dad would sing along. Even though he couldn't carry a tune in a bucket, he would still, you know, sing along, and those were my earliest memories.
What about you, Kyle? What's your earliest?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, probably the first time I ever heard Led Zeppelin on the radio.
All right.
What about you?
My earliest is probably, this is so funny because I always remembered listening to my mom's 90s hip-hop CD in the car, and I could totally just out-rap anybody to, like, Baby Got Back and, like, Ice Ice Baby. I'm all over it. I love it. It is such a weird combination growing up. It was always that in the car, and then, like, Shania Twain and stuff. I always remember being in the car with my mom. And I remember this one time we were in the car listening to music, and my mom was singing, and I just, for some reason, I was like, in my head, I was like, Mom, I can out sing you, like, and I just did it, and she's like, well, isn't somebody a diva? So I am a little bit of a diva. I try not to show it,
No.
okay, let's see. Yeah.
I never got to hear your guys' influences.
Oh yeah, Kyle, what's your influence?
No, it's all right. You can go.
All right. Well, I probably have the weirdest influence out of the whole group. I absolutely, like I said, I grew up listening to like the Dixie Chicks for country music. Grew up listening to like the Dixie Chicks, and Shania Twain, Martina McBride, Reba McEntire, stuff like that. But I would say the person I probably look up to the most now would be Miranda Lambert. I love everything about her, her personality, her drive, her empowerment. The way she writes her songs and the way she performs. And she has this thing called, she does this charity that's called the Mutt Nation Foundation. And what she does is she'll go around, she has like this farm, and she adopts dogs on it, and then she tries to adopt them out. And she's just really passionate about it. She goes to shelters that are having adoption days and like goes there so people come and see the dogs and see her, but then she gets people to take these dogs home, and it's just her personality and everything about her is just amazing.
It'd be
I
really
just love
cool
her.
if Mutt Lang was involved in that. The country producer as well. I mean, if it's called Mutt Nation.
Mutt Nation Foundation,
Yeah, I mean that'd be kind of cool. I never
Yeah.
knew that. That's
But
cool.
all right, so we will be right back with more Shades of Blues right after this. All right, we are back with Local Frequencies, your connection to the local music scene. When we left for break, we were just talking about our influences in our lives for like musical influences. That's what I was looking for. And we left off with Kyle.
Uh-oh.
So Kyle, who's your biggest influences when it comes to writing your music?
Well, I have a variety of influences. I think my earliest influences were old rock artists like Chuck Berry, and going to some swing stuff like Artie Shaw and Glenn Miller. Lately, it's been surprisingly, I don't know where this came from, but it was classical composers. Well, yeah, not like your mainstream Mozart and Tchaikovsky, but it's I don't know if you've ever heard of the guy Eric Satie.
No.
1800s, late 1800s. He did a set of songs I'm really getting into. But largely my influences come from jazz and blues, like post-war, 1960s.
You're kind of like an old soul when it comes to music.
Yeah.
Very
Like
old.
that stuff.
Yeah, you've actually surprised me with some of the stuff that you know that I'm like, you know that? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
We
been
were
really
writing
cool.
our promos last night for the show, and
I showed you one of the
he's
songs.
got classical music playing in the background, and I'm like, well, I guess I can kind of focus with this on at least. Usually what he plays, I'm like, what? Can you stop for 2 seconds? Like, we're trying to do something here. But, okay, so, like I said, we're Shades of Blues. We're all a band together. We've been playing, when was our first gig? For, like, June?
Before I was in it, you guys were playing for I don't know how long. So
Oh, a bit.
Oh, well, we played,
we played,
we
like,
played
2
in
shows.
Waniwak, and you actually joined us for a little bit with your harps and stuff,
right.
and that's where we picked up Chris.
That was the
You
first-
picked him up like a lost dog.
John decided he was going to surprise me
Yeah.
by breaking someone up, and I was like, John, who is this guy? Like,
Right.
No,
Bree
I'd
was a
met him
little
once
nervous.
before, but he was, no, it's cool. John, did you want to kind of tell us the story of how we met is kind of how we're all together is really funny.
It is actually.
Do you want me to
pretty
like tell the
funny.
beginning and then you can tell like where?
Sure.
Okay. So originally, I was in a band called Exit 69. Unfortunately, we are no longer. But stuff happens, whatever. And but at some point, my original drummer needed to take a break. So I was looking for a replacement drummer, and I found John, who, by the way, showed up like 45 minutes late to his first practice because he couldn't find where he was going. And then when he gets to practice, him and my current drummer were wearing the exact same outfit. Shoes, socks, shorts, shirt, everything. Everything was
Okay.
exactly the same.
underwear.
That I don't know. That's
I
okay.
checked
though.
with Don, and yes, we were both wearing-
The same underwear.
actually the same silver little kind of car.
Yeah, same car, everything. It was
You-
so
you-
weird.
You
so
still do stuff like that.
I do.
Yeah.
But so he showed up and he fit in pretty good, so he became our drummer. And then he played with us for probably like 4 or 5 months, and then it just wasn't his thing, just wasn't his kind of music. Exit 69 played like rock and country and just a little bit harder stuff.
And country.
And country.
And country.
And so John left us, and my old drummer came back to finish out kind of our season that we had going. And then John, you wanna?
Well, and then Don, our good friend, he had some health problems, so I was helping out a little bit, and I know Bree tried at least 3 or 4 other drummers, right?
Drummers are a weird breed.
Yes, we are
Like-
very strange.
Like 1 in 10 drummers is okay.
Yeah, and I'm that 1 in 10. I just happen to be. But
Half.
anyway,
0.5.
kind of.
And humble too.
And very humble, but so Bree obviously has an awesome voice, and when I, left Exit 69, I kind of hooked up with a bass player that was into the blues, and I thought, wow, this would be a perfect combination. And prior to that, I met Kyle at a jam session, which we got hired for a Halloween
Yeah.
gig
Where was the jam
It
session?
was
John?
Reel In.
Reel In, yeah.
Okay, and they hold jam sessions
every Thursday.
Every
every
Thursday
Thursday at 8,
o'clock.
right?
At 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Every Thursday at 8 o'clock. And the woman that owned the bar thought that we had been playing together for years. She goes, you guys are awesome. How many years have you been playing together? And I hadn't even met Kyle yet.
No.
And while she was talking, I said, hi, my name's John. And then I shook Kyle's hand. And so it was kind of weird, but it was just a good chemistry between us.
Yeah, that was about a year ago this week.
Right. Yeah.
Wow,
exactly.
I never knew this story.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep. And so then we kind of brought Bree into that blues fold with this other bassist, and for a while it was Bree, Kyle, Scott the bassist, and me. But that didn't last that long. But that's normal with musicians and bands. There's kind of
It's a quick turnover.
yeah, it's a
Bands are
quick
either
turnover.
together for a really long time, or it's, it works and then it doesn't work anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But so I met Kyle through John, and then now Kyle and I do acoustic stuff together, and we do acoustic shows, and we write songs together. Like I said, he writes the music, I write the lyrics, and we throw our stuff together. And then we got a bigger outside gig, and we were like, oh, we should totally, bring in John. And it's funny because I met Chris at an Exit 69 gig, and I was talking about how our previous drummer had some, his health problems, and I found this drummer John John Nokovic, and Chris is like, who? And I'm like,
Yeah.
John, and he goes, oh my gosh, I know him. So, and then John, it was just so, it's just so crazy. I truly
Small
believe
world.
that, yeah, it's so small. I truly believe that things and people meet and happen for a reason, and it's just so easy playing with you guys.
Yeah.
It's not
Yes.
stressful. I hope you guys
It's
feel that way
wonderful.
too.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a good experience. Yeah.
And we picked Chris up at Waniwak Street Fest, right? That was.
John invited me down to give you guys a listen, and he wanted me to get up and maybe play some harp here or there, and I was like, all right. I was kind of in between bands. I'd had a couple of rough experiences with the two latest bands I'd been in, and I guess I was a little discouraged, and I thought, well, what the heck, I'll come up and see what's going on, and it was rough. I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but
All right.
God, it's
None
been,
of us really knew
No,
what we
it
were
worked
doing
out all right.
sometimes.
yeah, it's been fun ever since. I've got a greater appreciation for music and playing with people all over again because of you guys.
Well, and one thing that me and Kyle will do, I kind of feed off of Kyle's lead. If he's just messing around with a riff, all of a sudden I jump on it, and then
Yeah.
Chris jumps on it, and everybody, and it just becomes a song.
Yeah.
It's very
You guys
cool.
you guys are the Twinkie, the part that gets the attention. I'm just the filling in the.
That's not true. That's not true.
I do like Twinkies. All right, we will be right back with more local frequencies and Shades of Blues and a live studio performance. All right, you are listening to Local Frequencies, your connection to the local music scene. I'm Bree Morgan.
I'm Kyle Roberts.
Sorry, his mic's down by his guitar because we are going to perform an original for you. This original is called Light, and Kyle wrote the music and I wrote the lyrics, and then we just played it for John and Chris, and we pretty much let them do their own thing. So, is you guys ready?
Is we guys?
Yep.
Okay. All right, here we go. Long ago are the days when I grow sad. Your memory remains in my mind, locked in a box, but not forgotten. Sometimes I wish I could hold your hand, feel your heart, hear you breathe, have you here right next to me. But that time has passed. Though you're gone, I'm not sad. I learned from everything, even the bad. We hardly got along, but that's alright, because through everything, you were mine. Why'd you have to go? Leave me here alone. It's like I was drowned in the unknown. Why'd you have to go? Leave me here alone. It's like I was drowned in the unknown. Thanks, Jim. Jim's sitting in here babysitting us today. Pretty soon we'll get to do it all on our own. But no, so that was light. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Very nice.
All of this, everything on the radio show that you're hearing is going to be on WRJC. We have a radio show. We'll get you all that info before we go. But back to our interview with our band, Shades of Blues. I kind of wanted to know, like, who is your guys' biggest support, like, for your music?
Why are you always done to me first?
Go ahead, Chris.
I'm just trying to readjust my mic here. I'll go. The biggest support, I have to say, actually has been myself, only because growing up, I guess I was never supported, like, as far as, I mean, if I wanted to do it, it wasn't like I had a support system helping me out. I had to get a job, get my own instruments, you know, find my own places to play, which at first were hard because, you know, you pretty much suck when you just start playing. But I'll have to say my wife now, she is a music teacher. She actually has been my biggest support in the last 10 years. She is also a percussionist, and she's classically trained, but she's awesome, and she always supports me, and she's always doing something musical. So
She puts up with a lot with you, John.
Yeah,
Like,
she
how
does.
many drum sets do you have, John?
I'm
I
embarrassed.
don't think he wants to say it because if Lori's listening.
Let's just say
We're in
it's just
trouble.
shy of double digits. Just shy of double digits. So yeah, but well, I've got one at your house, which works out really nice.
That's perfect. I know, so you have room for another one at yours, right?
Right. I've got a few set up at my house. I've
All
got
right.
a few set up.
What about you, Chris?
I'd have to say for the last four years, the biggest support I've had has probably been my wife, Dawn. She gets on me if I'm not downstairs practicing. Or she'll even ask, when's the last time you wrote something? She tries to come to all my gigs. She's even suggested that we try to do something together, which has been kind of cool. But considering that we still have 4 kids at home and there's plenty of distraction around the house because of it, the fact that she still maintains or helps me to maintain a focus on music is something I could probably never repair. So
Awesome.
before that, I guess it was just myself, really. So.
Okay. Kyle?
Well, I guess my biggest support has always been my mom. Yeah, she drives me to every.
She puts up with a lot.
Oh yeah.
I think Lori puts up with a lot.
Oh,
Your
no.
mother.
She's a patient woman.
She's a patient woman.
Nothing like a mother's love.
Nope.
I guess for me, growing up, I was always in choir and stuff, and love my family, but I love my dad. He's probably he's probably one of my bigger supporters now, but like growing up, going to musicals and like choir shows and stuff is not my dad's thing. Like, we only live 5 minutes from the school, but he was like, do a good job tonight, honey. Like, you know, he did come to some musicals though. I think he might have fell asleep in one of them, but we don't really blame him for that one. The musical was a little, but no, but it was always a good time. But now, my boyfriend of almost 6 years in November, he's probably the one that deals with the most. I mean, we have practice at the house now, and you know, he's constantly, our music isn't really his thing, but he always asks how it's going, and you know, why I don't ever have any money, and you know, stuff like that. But so we're getting close to the end of our time here, so I just wanted to thank you guys for
thank you.
being on the show. The Shades of Blues. My apologies.
Thank yourselves too.
Next week we are going to have Altered Vision on the show. So I hope a lot of you know who they are, because they're a pretty great group of guys. So like I said, you can find Local Frequencies on Facebook. We have a website, localfrequencies.com. Everything is going to be on WRJC. It's going to be on. We also have a Shades of Blues Facebook page.
We do.
We also have, Kyle and I both have Facebook page, Kyle Roberts Blues.
Yeah.
Bree Morgan, both have websites. I mean, just it'll be everywhere. Your main point to find everything will be on WRJC. This will all be in the info. And I hope you guys enjoyed listening to Local Frequencies, your connection to the local music scene.
Kaboom.
Nice job.
Kaboom,
Nice job.
really? Please cut that, Jim.